This system is designed for the preparation of titanium dioxide nanotube. This system includes the electrode, reactor holder, and the connection. The counting electrode is used as graphite, and the electrode holder was made with titanium. It was designed as building blocks. Distance between the working electrode and the counting electrode is 10 centimeter, but you can choose to escape any one of them to adjust the distance between the working electrode and the counting electrode. Just insert a O-ring that's same thickness with the electrode holder, and can make the turn to be longer distance. How to install this electrode? You can choose to install individually or make them into a connection structure. To install the connection structure, you use this screw to connect each electrode with one another. Insert the screw to fix the distance with 2 centimeter. Then install the electrode inside and put the wire connection to hold the electrode with the DC supply. After we finish installation of the counting electrode block, you can insert the counting electrode block into the reactor. How many counting electrode block was installed, you can decide in the system. It can be all to be installed. It also can be some. After we install the counting electrode, we can insert the working electrode in between the counting electrode. This one is free, so you just make it insert into it will be working. The distance between working electrode and the counting electrode is interval with 10, but you can choose to escape any of them to larger the distance into 2, 3. It's all dependent on your application. This working electrode, you may need to do some polishing to make the surface smooth before you're doing the reaction. So this one you can insert, follow the design like this. We are escape one of the counting electrode, so the distance between the working electrode and the counting electrode can be adjusted into 2 or into 3. It's all dependent on how you plan to do it. This one you can decide later when you're doing your work. Choose based on your own experimental design. I will install all the working electrode inside the reactor, and you can decide later based on your inquiry. After we install all the electrode into the reactor, there is another step, is to install the electrode into the DC supply. The electrode can be connected with a wire individually to a electrode distributor. Then use this wire to connect with your DC power supply. Then the DC power supply can be supplied to the working electrode, identically same. And for the counting electrode, there will be 3 different types you can choose to install. First is use as our building block type to connect with one wire going into the electrode distributor, then connect to DC power supply. Another one is also you can install individually with a single wire and go to the electronic distributor, then go to DC supply. And another one, you can use the crocodile clip that we provide to you. You can clip here, then connect to the electronic distributor and goes to DC supply. This is all dependent on your habit. You can choose what you want. Then if you're using bigger, you want to do as more as the possible ones, you can use this big reactor. But if your solution is not too many, you can choose to use this small reactor. This small reactor is also have one working electrode going with two counting electrode. This one can shift based on your design. Then it also can be choose the counting connect to the negative and the working connect to the positive to start to the reaction. During the reaction, you can use this cap to cover your reactor. For the big one, you can also use the cap to cover the system during the reaction. This is all about the electrolysis reactor.